SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, you've heard me say several times. I mean, this might be the most commonly said thing on my channel, and that is speed does not necessarily mean best, and speed does not necessarily mean quality. And I think carriers understand this. Otherwise, they would not constantly be dumping billions of dollars into making their networks more reliable, larger, and better. So one of the things that a lot of companies will look to in terms of evaluating the quality of network, whether it's, root metrics or ookla or whatever the testing firm might be, they look at speed. Speed is a very important metric in respect to networking. The network has to have capacity enough to service its customers. So it's not about how fast your network is for a specific customer. It's about giving all of your customers enough speed to do the things that they want to do when they want to do them as often as possible, right? And you could have 100 good interactions with the network and then have one bad one and it could leave a bad taste in your mouth, right? So we think about this, and I want to discuss this from the T-Mobile earnings call. And this was in respect to the network. One of the quotes from Mike Sievert, and he's the CEO, and the rest of the folks over there, the executive team, they said, "We're not just defending our 5G lead, we will extend it. The margin of leadership will increase." And we thought about kind of what this meant. So I want to discuss that a little bit more here. And I put this map up on the screen for you guys to look at. You will see that fastest provider by state, by ookla standards, right? They're a crowdsourced data firm that collects data points of consumers using the network, their device connected to the network, running speed tests. And this probably isn't going to change anytime soon, right? I do think when it comes to ookla and speed tests, it makes a lot of sense that T-Mobile is in this position as the fastest provider in all those states, and that's probably not going to change all that much anytime soon. Could it change in a year or something like that? I guess that's possible, but I do want to mention that right off the rip. But something we have to take a look at is something like this. These data points on coveragemaps.com. You guys know Stetson. You guys know, and you might be familiar with this map. These maps show us something that's really important. These maps show us depth of coverage. Depth of coverage is different than just pops of coverage, right? You think about just how they make a map, right? And that last map shows you states. What it doesn't show you are all these green unfilled areas across large swaths of the western half of the United States. Literally from the middle or center of Texas through the rest of the U.S., moving from south to north, and then all that space in the west. That is a lot of gray. And no company has more gray than T-Mobile, right? The smallest network compared to their competitors, both Verizon and AT&T. And then there's some other smatterings around where there really isn't coverage. You'll see half of Maine isn't covered. You'll see parts of West Virginia have some trouble. Every network has their dead spots. Every network has some trouble, right? There's some more spots here in the southeast. There's some spots in the Appalachia Mountains. It all makes sense, right? Coverage can't be perfect. But what T-Mobile is doing, and what I think is going to help them, is they're using AI-driven algorithms to build the network bigger and, most importantly, deeper. So these holes, these coverage gaps can get filled. These capacity needs that can address the hidden traffic that's on the network, right? That can impact people's experiences. And let's not kid ourselves. As the network experience improves for customers and their outcomes improve for the company, right? The CLV, right? The customer lifetime value can increase, right? They hold on to those customers. They don't churn. They're not looking for another company. They might add the T-Mobile home internet. There's so many opportunities and upsell chances when the network is bigger, and the network is better. And I think T-Mobile is on its way. Not to say or question the intelligence of the folks at T-Mobile. That's not what I'm saying. But the algorithm-based analysis can give them deeper insights into locations where they could leverage expansion of the network. There might be places where customers are displeased with AT&T or Verizon and are looking to leave, but can't go to T-Mobile because the network just really isn't there. And then the dual opportunity of the mobile network sell, the home internet sell, right? Those things kind of coming together enhances the return on the investment. So they'll run those evaluations. They'll look at the data points and kind of crunch those, I guess, data points to make assessments and decide where will they build new tower sites, where can they add capacity, and it would help them in more than one way, right? It's all about efficiency, and that's what we're going to see here with this approach. So I'm super excited about this. I know they spoke to, IA-driven RAN, enhancing the efficiency, moving towards Open RAN, and guys, they've got tons of home internet users, right? They're going to double that number in the next years. They're going to constantly be evaluating their network, and this is wise to do because they sell the network and they need to preserve and protect that network. And according to T-Mobile, they've got the lead. They're going to enhance it. They're going to extend it. What do you guys think about their approach? What do you think about some of the commentary they added, the improvements they could be making, and how T-Mobile is going to try to approach it? And let's not forget, AT&T and Verizon have assets to compete now in 5G, so it ain't going to be a walk in the park. I don't really care what the T-Mobile CEO says. It will not be easy to defend any position. It will not be easy to expand or increase the margin of lead. Whatever terminology he uses, those guys are fiercely competing too, which is good for us. Good to have it. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. Tell the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.